What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Again, another best one for you. Same truck, different vid. Alright, if you guys remember, this is the same truck that we had to replace the BCM for, that we had to repair. The dome light's not working. So, unfortunately, this also has an issue with the AC. I'm going to show you guys a picture right now. And I kind of want to show you some evidence of what I found. See, I'm looking at this bar right here. Look at the discoloration. Let me get my light in the right angle so you guys can see. Right? See how it's dry here, wet and dry. You guys can kind of see that. I think you guys can. Got to get the creep. Alright, so come with me as we go underneath. Look at that. Number one, baby. Okay. Under the truck. Check it out. Here's the frame. Okay, look at that. Could that be from the oil filter, which is way over here? Could be blowing back, but dry, wet, dry. Where is it coming above? Ugh. Look at that. How oily that looks. That is the AC drain from behind the dash. The case needs to come out and the AC evaporator needs to be replaced. So what has happened is it's got an external leak and is leaking in the case and is leaking all the way down the frame, and that was my telltale sign of why my AC was warm. So if anybody's got an AC problem and they can't find any leaks, they might want to check the drain. So unfortunately the dash is going to have to be pulled. There's going to be a lot of tear down to do. This is a center console truck, so I'm going to have to take both front seats out. I'm going to take the center console out to get the dash out. But I think what I'm going to do is, I haven't tried this yet, once I get all this stuff out of my way, I'm actually going to try to just take the dash and just put it in the back seat on the back floor where the passenger rear feet would be, just so that I'm not taking it out of the vehicle and have to have somebody walk through. So I can't show you guys everything I'm going to have to take off because this is a lot of work to disconnect everything, but I'm going to do a brief overview of stuff as it comes apart so I can try to illustrate this as best I can. So if anybody wants to pull their dash for any reason other than repairing something, they can check my video out. So some of the tools you're going to need, obviously, is watch my video. We need to drain the coolant, primary. We need to drain the coolant, secondary. We have to fully evac our AC, so you'll need an AC machine and containers to properly catch and dispose of coolant. Using the best. Milwaukee, where you been? I ain't even heard from you guys. And then just the know-how. So yeah, here we go. We're gonna dive into removing this dash on this 2013 Super Duty for an AC problem. Here we go. Okay, got both front seats out. Got the center console out. Here's the interior with nothing in it. This is where I'm going to try to put the dash. Oh. And I'm going to start disconnecting stuff down here. I got this little bracket, this little heat duct with that trim clip right there. That'll come off. I got to take that bolt off, or that bracket, those two bolts there. I'm going to show you as I continue on, but got the lighting. Milwaukee, where are you guys at, man? And slowly but surely. So while I'm doing something now, I'm gonna get the AC machine going to evac my AC. I got the coolant draining right now, but yeah, here we go. All right, just as I forecasted, I wanted the dash in the back seat. A couple of things going through. So when you're looking at the dash, your knees, you got a connector that goes this way. Then you have another connector that's right by these two. They sit kind of like that. This does not connect into that. It connects into the connector that's still on the dash. And then if you look, I guess I didn't have to disconnect this one. I thought I had to. That connector doesn't have to be disconnected. You do have to take your shift linkage off the steering column. You need to disconnect your satellite radio antenna. You need to disconnect your hood latch, little 7mm bolt. Everything was pretty much connectors. Wasn't too bad. See, the other thing, we had that bracket you saw me take out, and I just realized that I dropped a dash bolt. So as the dash comes to the windshield, there's cover you got to take off. There's 2 bolts on the driver's side. Boom, boom, that you got to take out. So when I was doing it in the truck, my bolt in that hole fell down into the metal. I couldn't find it, and look where it is. Heck yeah. So I have recovered all of the dash bolts. I don't know, I forgot where all those go. And then in each A pillar, right by the brain fart, weather stripping, there's 2 more bolts, and then there's a super duper tricky one. Okay, you have to take this rubber grommet off. Okay, and then it's hard to see. You can barely see it right there. That's the hole that goes through the dash. So you have to use an extension and a wobble 10mm to get that bolt out. I usually tape up the door here, but I wound up using one of my smaller extensions, and I didn't make any contact. So bolt there. AC recovered. Again, we got another cover right here, and it's bolt location. And we got bolt there, bolt here, pull the glove box down. You got 2 gray connectors. You got a bunch of connectors going to the BCM, your antenna for your radio. That was right there. Another connector to the BCM. That was right here. We're going to replace that when we get everything back together. I wish I could do it now, but we have the computer to program that all in. So that was really it to pull the dash. Remove both A pillars in pieces. I neglected to remove them. Completely forgot. I was trying not to look in the workshop manual. This time I've done this. It's been the third dash I've had to pull on a Super Duty, so I was trying to wing it. Forgot those, and forgot these 2 connectors here. Oh, and a satellite. I always forget the satellite connector. I don't know why. I always forget it. So the next thing we got to take out is this heater box to access the AC evaporator, and yeah, we're going to show you how to get that sucker out of here. So yeah, again, here we go. All right, there it is. The case is out. You can see it's a pretty big component. There's the blower motor, one of the mode door actuators, temperature blend, fresh air. When you go max AC, this little door closes. It just circulates the air that's inside the cab. And then this is the auxiliary heater for the cabin. If some of the trucks were built with a cold weather package, this was one of the things you could order. And then right back here is the AC evaporator. You can see the AC lines. Oh, I'm sorry, the heater core. And then our AC is going to be up here on this wrap here. I replaced this for oil contamination on a vehicle I did. You guys have seen that video. Emulsified oil goo. But I'm going to show you how I take all that apart. But I wanted to also go over what had to be done to remove this from the truck. So I'm in the wheel well right now. I did have to take the liner out. You got 2 heater core lines, no problem. An AC manifold connection, no problem. You guys can see here there was a stud that came through the firewall that's on the case. You got an 11 mil nut there. You got an 11 mil bolt here. Another 11 mil nut there. And an 11 mil nut right there on the firewall, all the way back there. If you guys can see the hole. All right, here's a look at the cab with everything removed. So we're gonna just kind of sit here on the dash. We had a connection. That was one of the studs coming through the firewall, as well as there. Those are the nuts you had to take off. We had a nut on the inside of the cab and a bolt right there that we had to take off. And then to get the heater case out, remember I was talking about that auxiliary heater function that is also hooked up to the battery, and the fuse panel that is alongside the passenger battery. So I did have to take those 2 connections off. But yeah, so I'm gonna do a little bit of overview of what you got to do to take this contraption off. All right, here we go. We're gonna take this cover off. We got 1, 2, 3, 4. I think we might be able to sneak it past this. This is that aux heater wiring. We'll just have to pop this off and just route the cables up out of our way. You'll see once we get this taken apart. So, all right. Okay, gonna take this connector off and the EVAT temp sensor. Slide it off its located tab and disconnect it. So now we just got the sensor free and flopping around. Go. Okay, I want to get this cable out of my way, so we're gonna pop this off. We got 2 10 millis to take off. Just pops off these little towers. Just gonna get that out of the way. Okay, so I spun the case around, and now I'm going to get the clamp that is going to hold the heater core tubes and the AC connections all together as one, so it goes through the firewall. This is the seam, or the rubber gasket. Sorry. Go. And we're going to grab this one too. Okay, so once you get those 2 little plastic wood screws out, there's a plastic hinge here. We're gonna just hinge up, make sure not to bust this, because you're gonna be kind of SOL, sorta. Now we're just gonna have to work around this gasket. Okay, we're gonna remove this blend door actuator here. I didn't see that there was one more little screw underneath. Gonna lift that up. It's got a flat so it can only go in, you know, the same way it came out. So I'm gonna let that flop down. One last screw. Alright, after you get that last screw out, the cover is basically just gonna work itself up. You can see all this nasty here. Oh, dang. Now that right there looks like straight up her. That's nasty. Okay, so this thing is literally gonna slide out of this little cavity here and come up. Just try to work this gasket around, try not to rip anything and break anything. Slowly but surely. She's snug. Just working it past this other duct. Okay, there it is. Everybody check it out. You can see the green on the angle. You can see the green. Like right there. Right there, right there, right there. So this was actually leaking into the case and leaking out the drain. Here's the other side. Look how nasty that is. I think we were getting good airflow through there. Oh my goodness, look at that. Not a really good way to clean that out, except for making sure your fresh air vent up by your cowl and stuff is clean, but still, I don't know how all this hair got in here. That's pretty nasty. Critter or something, maybe. Alright, you guys, tell me what you think about that in the comment section below. If anybody's ever had to do their evaporator core on their Super Duty 2011 through probably current model year, it's going to be pretty much the same. So here's that evap temp sensor. Don't forget to remove and replace that. Alright, you guys, we'll see you next Friday.